Hello YouTubes, welcome to my last video of the year and my last tune-up Tuesday of the year. I'm going to be working on a fan favourite, my Go Transit EMD F59 PHI diesel locomotive. I know that because it's written over there. Now, normally it runs great, but occasionally it runs like this. Now, I have thoroughly cleaned all the wheels in this locomotive. Everything looks perfect, but obviously it's not. And strangely enough, I've got another two Athearn locomotives with the same mechanics that have the same problem. I think I know what's wrong, and I think I know how I'm going to fix it. So this is an Athearn ready to roll. It's very similar to the old Athearn Blue Box, to be honest. It's just a wee bit different up top. It's got the same axles. It's got the same brass bearings that you'll recognise. Right, let's get into this. I've already removed the couplers front and back because you have to take them to get the shell off. As you can see, this is already GCC. But you will also notice that it's still got those little silver overhang panels, those little hooky things that you get in the Athearn Blue Box, but instead of having the strip that goes front to back, you've got these little sliding wired soldered things on the ends. It does look a wee bit kind of, oh goodness, how can we improve this without really improving it kind of deal. So that is the right rail pickups. They're going into this circuit board. The left rail pickup, normally it would be up here at the front where the bulb is in the old Athearn Blue Box. On this one it's actually, let me just unclip this circuit board because that's how that comes off. Like so. You see that sort of clippy thing. The wire for the left rail pickup is here, and you might be able to look down there and you can see a little screw with a wee connector. So that's your left rail pickup. That's for the left side of the axle, basically, the left side of the chassis. And as you can see, the chassis is quite different on the ready to roll. The positive, or the right normally for the motor, is actually connecting through this clip here, goes to the top, and the negative for the motor is this wire here, which goes down to the other connection on the connection on the motor, which presumably is isolated from the frame. So it's very similar, but they've made it a wee bit different. Right, getting to the problem that we are experiencing, and I think it is down to these little connectors here. As you probably know from previous videos, I hate these little connectors because the way that they stay connected is with these little black plastic clips. If I remove one of these, so this would be the right rear rail pickup. If I slide this little connector off, let's get the wee pliers in here, like so. The way that this stays connected is this wire here goes through that little hole, and then that little black plastic clip holds it in place. It's not very reliable. It's very good for servicing for your Loco, but it's not very good for connectivity. So my plan is to solder these all in place. I will probably leave the lights wires, that's the ones in the middle, are the rear lights. The ones in the middle here with all those black wires, they're all for the front headlights. However, I will solder the front left one on, solder the front right one on, and solder the rear right. And also I'll solder on this motor connector, and that should be better than it was. Yes, it's not going to be as serviceable, but as long as you've got a soldering iron, it's easy enough just to heat it up to remove it. Okay, let me heat up my soldering iron and we'll get to the soldering. that's our wires now hardwired, except for the lights, but I'm not too fussed about them. Hopefully this can all just tuck away. That was leaning away forward, but I don't like that with all those wires over the mechanics there. So let's see if we can keep them all in the back. Stuff it all back in, and hopefully we will have resolved that little issue with it stalling over my frogs. And yes, one day I will power my frogs, but this is actually a good test to make sure that your locos are running as they were intended to with their all-wheel pickup. Otherwise there's no point having an all-wheel pickup if it's not picking up on all wheels. Okay, I'm not sure if I'm going to get away with putting the decoder at the back there, because I'm not sure if this is going to close. Let's ram it forward a little bit more. Yeah, there must be something stopping it from going in. But I don't know what it is. Let's try putting the back in first, shall we? Yeah, the back's definitely going in. Ah, there we go. And just waiting for that little clickety sound. It's not doing a clickety sound, but it's in. It is in. Okay, let's get back to the track. See if this has made any difference whatsoever. Okay, here we go then. Now, these turnouts, the Code 83 Atlas turnouts, they do have big chunks in them. They are a wee bit bumpy to get across, but as long as we don't lose power, that's the main thing. This is the tricky bit. So far, so good. Looking perfect. Yeah, I think we're good. So I think we've sorted the power pickup issue. Yep. I'll give it another lap and another couple of laps just to make sure. So there we have it, fully tested and fully functioning once more. Now, as much as I dislike these little black plastic caps for the wire connectors, they do have their place in other applications such as computers. However, computers don't move. The only part of a computer that moves is going to be the fan. Whereas these, if you're using them properly, these move their entire life around the track. So having a wire connected with a plastic clip for something that moves all the time, I just don't think it's a good idea. So I have a few more locomotives with those connectors that I'm going to have to upgrade. Obviously not today. This is the end of the video, and it is the end of the year. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for supporting my channel for the entire year. And I'll see you next year, or tomorrow. Take care everyone. See you soon.